Hi everyone, my name is Dee Roussel, and today we're going to be talking about a book that changed my perspective on unity. This is actually day one of Kwanzaathon, which is hosted by Shay with the Hobbies and Britt. I will leave all the information below as well as the announcement video. I'm really excited to actually do this year. I don't really celebrate Kwanzaa, but I'm very interested to learn more about it, and I did want to participate with like all the prompts, so you will be seeing a video from me for the next 6-7 days. Today's prompt is actually Umoja or Unity, and the prompt is a Black book that changed my perspective on unity. And I actually had trouble thinking about this because I don't know, a lot of the books that I have been reading, like there's not an all Black cast, and the ones that do, I don't necessarily think it was more about unity, or at least it didn't really change my perspective on unity. But then I remembered that I had a short story that we read in my senior English class in college, and it was actually by N.K. Jemisin in How Long Till Black Future Month. And the story that I'm talking about in this one is called The Valedictorian. When I was thinking about the story, it wasn't the top thing that came to mind when I was thinking about unity. I was actually thinking more of Goliath or Superstars, which had very interesting Black communities. But I didn't necessarily like those books, and I did want to go with something that I did like. I don't want to give too much information about the short story because it is so short, but this is following a girl named Kinley who is doing very well in her school. She's not very liked by a lot of people, which is kind of like the core theme. This story isn't necessarily about unity. In fact, like I don't think if you're talking about unity in like a human sense, I don't think this book has that at all. But when I was thinking about this prompt and thinking about this story, I feel like it changed how I would see unity, because you're following this girl who doesn't quite necessarily fit in with like the human race people because they see her as an outcast, but you also see her talking to this other being that's not human, but who's also treated similarly to how she's treated. And so it makes me think about, like, if you are being treated the same as somebody else who's not even human, would you align with them as opposed to like the other human race? And I feel like it's an interesting question to like think about, especially when you're talking about like sci-fi speculative. Like if you're talking about like alien species, or if you're just talking about AI, you have this mass group of people who are treating these AIs or aliens as less than human. And it's such an interesting dynamic to have when you're thinking about how Black people are treated sometimes in multiple facets of their life. The World Cup just happened last week or so, and the comments that the French players are even getting for just being African is crazy. But you're like, if you're thinking about that on like another level with like aliens and AI, or even if you think about that other sci-fi book that talks about are aliens like human or not, like when you add a Black experience to that is treating them as other or less than human, I feel like it just becomes a very interesting question. But to bring it back to unity, it just made me think about whether or not I would align more with like an AI or an alien and unite with them rather than uniting with like the own humans that have enslaved my ancestors and have done terrible things and continue to do terrible things sometimes. But yes, that is my answer for the Kwanzaathon prompt for day one. I would definitely love to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you for watching my video for Kwanzaathon day one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.